Hey everyone, it's Tom here with thisonlineworld.com. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now another year has come and gone, so that means it's time for another blogging and YouTube income report. So in today's video, I'm covering exactly how much money I made with my blog and YouTube channel in 2021, what the revenue streams were, and more importantly, what other content creators can do to make more money online or to make money with their own blog or YouTube channel. So we're gonna hop over to my laptop, we'll dive into all of the revenue numbers, and then I'll cover expenses. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna be sharing some of the tips that I've used this past year to really increase my revenue. So make sure you watch until the end to get to those tips. But without further ado, let's hop over to my laptop and get into the numbers. So anyways, guys, we just hopped over to my laptop. I want to dive right into the numbers without, wasting too much of your time. And so pretty much the blog in 2021 made about $92,000 from all of its different sources. And so what I want to do really quickly is just jump through each of those revenue streams for the blog. Then we'll do YouTube, then we'll do expenses, and we'll wrap up with some tips. But really, first and foremost for my blogging income is Mediavine. And so Mediavine is the ad network I use on my blog. It's a premium ad network. You need 50,000 monthly sessions to join. And I'm just going to scroll down here and set this to last year so you guys can see the income for last year. So you can see here just January 1st to December 31st, hit apply. And yeah, so Mediavine ads made This Online World $61,807.94 in 2021. So that is way up from last year. Last year it made about 15,000, and really this traffic came from about 1.44 million people reading my blog. And the number that is really cool about Mediavine is just its RPM. It is, in my opinion, the best blogging ad network. My RPM is $42.68, which is crazy to me. And that's just one of the strengths of Mediavine. It is a premium publishing partner, and so niches like finance, really get a strong RPM in general, but with Mediavine, it's just even crazier. But yeah, that's Mediavine out of the way, and so that's my ad revenue for the year. But now I want to hop into the next major income stream for This Online World, and that is affiliate income. So just moving over here, this is Impact Radius, and Impact is my main affiliate network. It's the one I like using the most. I think they have a great UI and tons of partners, so definitely recommend checking them out for any bloggers or YouTubers out there. But as you can see, from January to December of last year, I made 27,000 Canadian with Impact Radius. And I want to actually hop into the brands that contributed to that revenue, because I feel like a lot of people say they make money with affiliate income but don't actually tell you what products or services they're promoting. So I wanted to do that. But this looks really messed up, this brand here, but this is actually DoorDash. And so DoorDash paid me about 10,000 Canadian in 2021 for referring new drivers. So that was really cool. A lot of gig economy content on thisonlineworld.com where I mentioned DoorDash. So that's kind of an easy one. I've started promoting Fundrise more recently, and that is a cool real estate investment app / platform. So you can invest in income generating real estate with it. Steady, another gig economy app, made about 4.5K. Instacart is, growing again, which is nice. So people are, out hustling, making more money. So I made $3,000 with that. Capital One Shopping, $3,000. Premise Data, which is a actually cool side hustle I mentioned in my recent video on how to get free Bitcoin, made about $1,000 with that so far. And I started promoting them in November. So that's pretty cool. And then, you kind of trickle down the list. I have like Neighbor, Coinbase, Canva, a lot of random ones I've been testing that, haven't really converted yet. So one thing is that my traffic has really been accelerating throughout the year because I've gone better at testing, just getting more traffic on the site in general always helps. But yeah, Impact Radius, $27,000. Yeah, just moving over to another few affiliate networks. I'm with Max Bounty now. I joined them about halfway through the year, and they have some cool offers too, like, some survey companies, different data collection apps, grocery reward apps, loan companies, and I made about $1,300 with them. AdBloom is another affiliate network I've started working with a little bit more, and you can, and so this dashboard's actually Printify, and so they're my favorite print-on-demand partner. So they let you start like an Etsy shop or Shopify shop with print-on-demand products. So I've mentioned them a bunch on my blog. I'm just gonna hit year and then put it to last year. And you can see that they paid me about $1,458. So they're kind of cool. They pay you like a 8-month or 12-month recurring commission on people when they sign up and actually sell POD products. So it is a win-win for everyone, which is kind of cool. Yeah, and then just quickly going through some PayPal payments. I work with Aragon Advertising, which is another very cool affiliate network. So they have a ton of financial offers. So if you're a finance blogger or YouTuber, definitely recommend checking out Aragon, but they send a bunch of US dollar PayPal payments every month. And same goes with Rakuten, a cashback browser extension I really like, and link in this description quite a bit. So they're actually a very cool company. They pay you cash back for shopping, and they send you, $30 if you refer someone. So it's kind of a cool affiliate partner to have that way. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much all my main affiliate networks. I made about $30,800 with that in total. I break down more of the smaller affiliate networks I still use in my blogging income report on thisonlineworld.com. So things like Shopify hosting, SiteGround hosting, Amazon affiliate. But I just want to show the screenshots of the main one so you guys know it's actually legit and it's not just pulling numbers out of thin air. But yeah, overall $30,000 ish from affiliate income and $60-something thousand from Mediavine ads, which was honestly way above what I expected for this year. So that was definitely really cool to see. And all right, just moving over to YouTube income really quickly. 2021 was pretty sweet. And again, thank you guys for watching and for commenting, liking videos, subscribing, doing all of that, because I started YouTube about 2 years ago, kind of as a way to just, diversify thisonlineworld.com. And I really don't, I'm just speechless into what it's turned into. So I think it's really, really cool. But anyways, for 2021, had about 500,000 views, gained almost 5,000 subscribers. So welcome to the channel if you're new, and made about $7,156 in revenue. And so I wasn't great at publishing. I published about 20 videos during the year, but it has been picking up, which is exciting. So I'm really curious to see where the channel can go in 2022. And I have some cool videos around the corner, so I hope you guys stick around. But yeah, it's been a nice end to the year to kind of grow. And one thing I want to highlight that I think might be helpful for other YouTubers, or if you're considering like what YouTube niche do I get into, or how much money can I expect to make? Well, I think what's really cool is to look at RPMs for different niches, because that's kind of one way to gauge your expectations of how much your videos might make per 1,000 views. And so finance is honestly a very strong niche in terms of how much you make in terms of just AdSense revenue. And so I have a $14.35 RPM, which is pretty high and pretty good for YouTube. It's not the highest by any means, but that is honestly quite nice. Now, again, it's not going to beat Mediavine's like $30 to $40 RPM, but blogging is a little bit different than YouTube. So that's kind of an unfair comparison. But yeah, that does it for the YouTube income. The blog made about $92,000. YouTube made about $7,000. That's in US. And so when you put it all together, that is a pretty nice year, of course. But honestly, there are expenses to any online business. And so that's what we're going to hop into right now. So you actually get a little bit more of a realistic picture of what it might cost to run 2 different channels like this. Okay, so I'm actually going to turn to my blogging income report that's already on my blog, because it's just easier to kind of manage all the numbers. But I spent about $16,000 operating thisonlineworld.com in 2021. The bulk of that came from content writing. So I work with 2 awesome writers on the site. They are, there's me, and then there's Selena and Daniel. So Daniel runs his own blog. Selena's an awesome content writer. And so they write articles for me every month. They're amazing to work with. And yeah, that's been a major part of my blogging expenses. So I pay them for articles, and that's been about $12,000 in content writing costs. Then you have hosting. I have a Pinterest virtual assistant who helps me out. I was paying for Tailwind. I'm going to drop that this year. I just don't think Pinterest is really worth the traffic. I have some website security. I paid for a website redesign halfway through the year. And so when it's all said and done, $16,000 in costs and about $76,500 in blogging profit. So also a better profit margin than last year, which is always nice to see. All right, and just now for the YouTube expenses, because YouTube also is a business and costs money to run at a certain point. Yeah, so video editing was really the main one this year. I tried out a bunch of different Fiverr editors. Now Ben and I have a full-time editor. She is great to work with, and so we kind of have been splitting costs there. But that's something newer, so it will be a larger expense next year. But I anticipate the rewards being much higher from steadier video production. So that's pretty cool. Thumbnails, I work with a great thumbnail designer, and so I pay him it's like $20 a thumbnail kind of thing, and that's been going really well. I can see the CTR is definitely paying off on the YouTube side. TubeBuddy, which is some keyword research software you can use for YouTube, and I highly recommend. It's about $9 per month, and so that is an ongoing fixed cost, but it is quite low, and I really think it's worth it for YouTubers because one winning video can easily pay for that monthly cost. Yeah, and so in total, that's about $1,800, and that brings the channel's actual profit to $5,300. Yeah, so when you put blogging profit of about $76,500 and YouTube's profit of about $5,000, that's over $80,000 in profit from these 2, side businesses, online businesses. So if anything, I hope that proves you can make meaningful money online. Blogging took me 4 years to get here, and YouTube took about 2 years to get here. But again, guys, really, you never know where you'll end up until you start. And so I hope that this blogging and YouTube income report at least highlights that fact and maybe inspires you to start your own channel, or at least helps you out if you already have a blog or YouTube channel and you're wondering how to scale. But that does it for the numbers and the income proof and everything. And let's hop over to the sofa again, just to wrap up with some tips on how you can scale your blog or YouTube channel. All right, guys, so now that we've covered all of the blogging income and expenses and the YouTube income and expenses, let's get to a few tips that I've honestly found very critical this year for growing my revenue so much. I made about $22,000 blogging and like $4,000 or $5,000 on YouTube last year. This year was like a 400% increase. So it was a really good year, but I think these tips I'm about to go over are responsible for that growth. And so really the first tip is just to pump out more content. And this might seem like an obvious one, but really most bloggers in particular have a traffic problem. They don't have a monetization problem. So they monetize their pages well with ads or affiliate links and things like that, but there's just not enough traffic there. And so my strategy for blogging in 2021 was just way more content production. So I was pretty much either updating an old post or publishing something new almost every day or every other day. And so this online world now has over 400 posts. So there's quite a bit of content there, and it gets about 200,000 monthly sessions. So a lot of content went into it in 2021, and it's now kind of reaping the rewards. YouTube, I was a little bit worse at. I published like 20 something videos in 2021, but it is a little bit more consistent, at least in the last quarter. So I'm hoping to keep that going this year. And, thank you guys for sticking around. But that is kind of the first stumbling block I think a lot of people have, is they just don't put out enough content. And it's not great content either sometimes. So you have to do it well. You have to do it at scale, which is why it's kind of tricky. But when you get that down, you can make some serious revenue. And so the second tip is just to focus more on user intent when you're creating content. And honestly, this is probably what contributed the most into my increase in revenue this past year, especially for my blog. And so I'll give you an example. Let's look at some posts I've written, like DoorDash driver tips and tricks. This article gets a lot of traffic from Google. It ranks well. I make ad revenue with it. But if you think about the user intent, like who is searching for this type of content, they're already a DoorDash driver. They clearly drive for DoorDash, otherwise they wouldn't be looking for tips and tricks, chances are. So there's no affiliate play really, unless I try to get them to sign up for Instacart or something else. But then when you look at content like, I have articles on like a DoorDash waitlist or Instacart waitlist. These are clearly people who their intent is to figure out, hey, how long am I stuck on this waitlist for? I want to be a gig economy driver. I want to sign up and make money. And so they're at a different phase. They're at a phase where you can present them way more affiliate opportunities, or, get them to sign up for a bunch of different rideshare programs or, food delivery apps, and make more affiliate income per reader. And so you always have to think about the stage someone's at in their kind of purchasing flow, and if affiliate content plugs really well into that or not. And so that doesn't matter for YouTube, doesn't matter if it's blogging. That is kind of the philosophy I think content creators should at least have in the back of their minds when they're making content, because certain topics, even if they get less search volume or less views, can be way more profitable for you in the long run. All right, and a third tip I really want to just mention quickly is that I really stepped up my keyword research game this past year. I'm using my friend's SEMrush account. Shout out to Andrew. I really appreciate it. But SEMrush, honestly, my favorite keyword research tool. I recommend it for bloggers at pretty much any size. You can use it for a month to get all of your keyword data and then cancel it, or you can keep it throughout the year if you can afford the cost. But SEMrush is really a game changer for me in terms of how I find winning keywords. Low to medium competition keywords I think I can rank for in 3 to 6 months. I actually have an SEMrush review on a new channel I launched with my really good friend Ben. So that's over on Bunny Media. We have a great SEMrush review you can watch if you want to learn more about SEMrush, and I'm going to be linking it down below as well. But it was a game changer. It helped me find so many winning keywords that now rank and get me consistent traffic. So I cannot recommend it enough. And as for YouTube, I've just been using TubeBuddy, good old TubeBuddy. It's like $9 a month. It's a great keyword research tool for YouTube. So really, if you're trying to figure out how to get stable organic traffic either on YouTube or Google for your blog, I think you need SEMrush or TubeBuddy or some type of keyword research tool. So definitely don't put yourself at a disadvantage by just not using any kind of tool. All right, and one fourth final tip, and this is again kind of a simple one on paper, but it's a bit harder to do in practice, is just to treat your blog or YouTube channel or both assets like a business. And so really for me, what this looked like in 2021 was just getting more comfortable with outsourcing different types of tasks and also scaling up how much content I outsource. And so this past year, I spent way more on writing help. So I paid 2 great writers at thisonlineworld.com to create articles for me every month, spent about $12,000 on content. And honestly, that content is paying for itself now. And I see the rewards of outsourcing it and, freeing up time to focus on YouTube or to focus on other endeavors. And it's, a lot of money up front, but it does pay itself off if you do it right. The same goes for YouTube. Honestly, working with an editor has been great. And so my tip here for other content creators, especially ones with small budgets, is to kind of slowly reinvest into your business. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to put yourself into debt either or take out loans to fund a business like a blog or YouTube channel. You can really start small, whether it's paying someone for an extra thumbnail per month or paying for one video edited per month. And as you make more revenue, you can put more of that back into the business and then eventually outsource more and more tasks and outsource the stuff you really don't like doing, which is also a nice part of outsourcing. So that's my final tip. Treat it like a business, get your bookkeeping under wraps, get everything, in order, and slowly reinvest more money into either channel. But yeah, that does it, guys, for this blog, YouTube income report kind of video we just made. So hope you guys did enjoy and find it informative, or provide some tips that you can use to make more money with your own channels. Honestly, it took quite a while to get here. It took about 4 years of consistent blogging to make that much money with a blog, and it took basically 2 years of YouTube to reach this point. And so really that's the final point I want to make. You'll hear stories online of people who make millions of dollars overnight, and those cases do exist. You know, some people strike it big with a blog or a YouTube channel, they go viral and it's just, you know, right to the moon. But the reality is, for most content creators, it's a slow but steady process. And so you have to trust the process and you have to put in the work. And so really, I think that's why creating a schedule, you know, staying disciplined and building systems that let you work consistently and, you know, progress towards your goals is so important. And so if there's one final takeaway from this video, I hope it's just to, you know, stick with the process, put in the effort, because you really never know where you might end up after, you know, 1, 2, 3, or 4 years or even longer. So hope that's at least a little bit inspirational for you guys. Anyways, that does it for this one, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, you can leave a, you know, like, or you can leave a comment letting me know what you think. Or if you have plans to start a blog or a YouTube channel in 2022, let me know your niche. Let me know what you're doing, because I always like to talk about either blogging or YouTube, especially here on this channel. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day and week. And as always, don't forget to check out thisonlineworld.com for more unique ways to make and save money. I'll catch you guys in the next one.